Hello, welcome back to the Beatdown Bandits podcast. I'm Colin, and this is season 5, episode 5 of the podcast. Today's main focus, college football 25. I think it's been out for like 2 weeks now, something like that. Are we in the third week? I don't know. I think just 2 full weeks now at this point. But I'm having a blast. In full disclosure, like I have no notes, no talking points, no nothing for today's podcast. So it's really just going to be me like just off of the cuff talking about what's going on, what I'm doing, what I'm enjoying, what I wish was there, things like that. So let's just jump right into it. Again, like I bought the early release. Started off a couple games like Heisman just to see like how I would do. I'm an OG. I'm 42 years old. I've been playing these since the beginning. I've got a lot of time in college football and Madden and things like that. Uh, Sports games, I don't really lose, and so I felt really confident and good about like, yeah, let's just try Heisman. Man, it is tough. You got to be good. You got to be able to read offenses and defenses like you are an experienced quarterback. I tell you what, like I was watching some videos on like TikTok of like an NFL quarterback like breaking down the the defenses or whatever and calling plays, and it was pretty cool to see. But Heisman is a little too much, at least for me. Dropping down, like dropping down to All American makes it like tough to the point where you're gonna lose some games. And then like I think it's varsity, right? Like freshman varsity All American. Yep. So varsity is almost like a little bit too easy. Every once in a while you can play like a really tough opponent, and things will get interesting. Or varsity is okay if you're like a really crappy team playing a tough opponent and you're gonna get a challenge. So I think that's okay. And that's just my perspective. Obviously somebody could be playing Ball State up against Ohio State at on Heisman level and still win that. Like they're just freaks. So I'm not that way. Clearly, I'm getting to the point of like I wanna have fun with a video game. I bought the early release, so I got it a few days early. I don't even know what else came with it. I really just wanted to play the game, so I paid a little bit more to get it a little bit early. I was ready. And so, yeah, I want to have fun with it. I want to win games. I want to challenge. I don't want to get beat by 65 points. So, yeah, the Heisman, Heisman mode, not so much for me, for sure. So I'll go back to it at some point or do another dynasty on Heisman and just have a good time that way. But it's a little bit too much. So let's talk about Dynasty. I wanna there's I have other ideas of things I want to do, like other dynasties that I want to do. Just run through like different conferences and things like that. I want to rebuild some conferences. There's all sorts of things that you can do, and I want to get to those things. Right now though, I'm running two dynasties. I'm running an Ohio State dynasty, and which I'm just more or less just having fun with, not recording it or anything like that. That's just me having a good time. Just won a national championship over Oklahoma. It was a close-ish game for a while. Fourth quarter, I kind of was able to run away with it. I think we won by like 3 scores, but it was pretty close. I think at one point they had the lead in the second and maybe even the third quarter. So yeah, it was a really good game. Had a few close ones in there, but then mostly I was able to run through people by 40, 50 points. But still, even with like an elite defense like that, it's pretty tough. You're going to give up a lot of big plays. That's just what's going to happen. I hope they tweak it a little bit, but overall, it feels kind of realistic. Where sometimes like those plays over the top are just going to happen, and even against elite defenses, right? And so those things are going to happen. So overall, I'm okay with that. College football is a very offensive based game, and so I'm glad they kind of by default made it that way. So yeah, overall, no problems with that. The kicking, okay, yeah, let's just talk about the kicking. Let's get that out of the way. Kicking, I get that like not every college football kicker is amazing. I get that, but none of them are like 99 overalls where they're going to make everything. They're all pretty like low rated. Even the better kickers in the game are pretty low rated. So making those field goals is tough. There's a lot of times where like I hit that red and I don't intend to. Obviously, nobody intends to, but man, it's tough. Sometimes like I feel like my angle could be off a little bit, and I still hit the red. And I'm like, oh man, this is going wide right, and it goes right to the middle. So I'm confused about those things, like kicking like a 45-yard field goal. I'm like, oh, my angle's not great. Or like I angle it one way or the other. So that's not good. And then I hit the red. I'm thinking, oh man, this is going to be way off. One time it goes into the stands, way to the left or right, and the next time it's straight through the uprights. So it's a little weird. Um, I've been able to hit 54 yarders with my my kicker in my other dynasty, but then I miss like 31 yarders. Like so there's weird things like that. Um, that sometimes it's just dumb luck, I guess, but I don't expect to make every kick, but I think the kicking needs a slight buff, I guess. Um, but yeah, overall, like I said, my Ohio State dynasty, let's talk about that a little bit. I screwed up my recruiting. This is a mistake I learned about, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks into the season. I did not have enough like 4 and 5 star recruits. My recruiting was awful. I screwed that up. I think I advanced a week or something like that and missed it right at the beginning. Like when I set up my board, I advanced and didn't like offer any scholarships or scout anybody, things like that. I also learned, fortunately, by like halfway through my first season, like you should be scouting everybody, especially as a bigger program where you've got all those hours to spend and you've got an elite coach. You should be scouting the players to 100%. Find those gems and find those busts. Drop your hours into those gyms because it's going to be easier to get those 3 and 4 star gyms that are going to turn into 4 and 5 star guys um, when they're rated a little bit lower. So if you're a bigger program and you find a 3 or 4 star gym, go get them. Go, spend your time on them. Even smaller programs, yeah, you find those gyms, you gotta put your time into those guys. Uh, yeah, it feels weird like DMing high school players, right? But that's what you got to do. Spend your time and put some effort into that. Um, let's see. But yeah, I totally screwed it up. So like I said, I just finished my first season, won the national championship, but obviously I got a lot of guys that are leaving. I got some guys coming back, but I'm losing like my big name guys, and I brought in tons. I brought in freaking everybody that I had there. So I brought in like 34 guys, only a couple like 4 star. I had no 5 stars, a whole bunch of 3 stars. I don't know what I did. I screwed up. Don't blame me. I figured out now. So now I'm good. Um, sorry, I was just reading something over here. So, but now I'm good. I got it figured out. Um, but like now my second season, I just started it. I got through like my first bye week or whatever, and going in and looking at my recruits, I straight up just targeted needs and like 4 and 5 star guys where I was like in the top three already. I just went after like some of the best ones, focused on my needs first, and then some wants, grabbed some other guys, and I just scouted them all. Offered a handful of guys instantly that were like gems, offered them scholarships. One guy signed right off of the bat, which is great. So I instantly got like a four. I can't remember if he's a 4 star or 5 star guy that instantly signed. So that was awesome. Uh, so I'm already off on a much better track than what I was my first season recruiting. So Yeah, that's great. But again, you focus on those, those gyms, because those guys are going to be easier to get and worth more, right? Those 3 stars turn into 4 stars. Look for the development traits, things like that. Look for those high speed guys. Those things are so valuable. Uh, and acceleration, like those guys seem to be very, very important. Find those 99 speed wide receivers, and you're going to be elite, pretty much no matter what. um, and watch for busts. I don't necessarily like just drop busts, but if I'm like third, or I see somebody like jump way above me in the recruits like top schools, and they're labeled as a bust, I might just drop them. Most of the time, like I'll just drop them, especially like let's say like right now, I know like in my second season with Ohio State, like I had one guy who was a bust. His thing is like the number one quarterback, or like a whatever. It was like number one scrambling quarterback. I don't know what it was, but he was a 4 star bust. Um, yeah, I think he was a 4 star bust. But I got jumped. I was number one on his list, but then I like right off the bat, like right as soon as we get into like the first week, I dropped down to like third, and I'm like, well, screw it. Like I'm I'm out on this guy. Like I don't want to waste my time on a guy that's going to be pretty dang average for an elite program. So like that just wasn't worth my time. Remove those guys. It's not worth it. Target somebody else. But scout, scout, scout. That's something like I've never really bothered with before, or never found important. But I think scouting these guys now, I think, is more important than ever. So yeah, focus on that. Um, Otherwise, I liked the playoff system. I thought that was fun. I did. Yes, something that was amazing. Is again undefeated season. I moved my minutes up to like 9 minute quarters. That's like a little bit too much. Like I'm trying to find that happy medium where I can get the stats I need to like win awards, get a chance for somebody to win a Heisman, get enough yardage, things like that, get enough sacks for getting good, really good elite defensive players. And but like 5 minutes ain't gonna cut it. And 9 minutes is too much. So I'm thinking I'm gonna like lower down to like 8 minutes. It's just gonna be a handful of plays, but like I think I can get what I need with like 8 minutes. And then my let's see, anything else I want to talk about with that? My Ohio State season. I don't think so. My other season, or my other dynasty that I have going is Bowling Green. I've been doing videos on that. That has been a massive roller coaster. I wish my Penn State game didn't get screwed up. It was all black screen, and it was just the game audio and me talking, so it was really frustrating. But I lost that. So my second game of the season, I started off. I don't even remember who we played. It was whatever, like some ever FCS school or whatever. So beat them, and then we played Penn State. Somehow I managed to win that. Penn State on the road, and then Texas A&M on the road, and I won both of those. So I'm like, oh, like this is gonna be easy. I'm 3-0. I just beat two great teams on the road, as a MAC school. Like I'm like this is easy. And then I started getting my butt kicked against other MAC schools. So roller coaster of emotions. Um, I lost a couple, got back on track, and spoiler alert, because this is going to come out before like game 7. So I lost a couple, got back on track with Northern Illinois, and now I lose to Kent State. And I don't know, man. It's so frustrating, but it's on a all American difficulty, so it's difficult enough. My recruiting over there is, I would say, decent. It's harder. Now that I know actually how to recruit, what to look for those gyms, spend some time on scouting, but it's harder in the aspect you don't have as much hours. So you have to kind of find those like 2 star guys that are going to be good. Maybe you can grab a 3 star. I tried to get some 4 stars, but it isn't going to work. So I might have to wait another season or two before I can start grabbing some of those 4 star guys. I need to make it into a bowl game and win a bowl game, and then maybe I can get some some other help out there. But we'll see. Again, I just finished like game 7 with Kent State, so my first rivalry game, a real rivalry game. Still got that Toledo game coming up. What do they call it? The Battle of I-75. So I still got that coming up. But the Bowling Green one is fun. It's a bigger challenge because I'm losing games. I got 3 losses, so it adds a whole nother aspect to it. Well, yes, like obliterating teams and playing as Ohio State is fun. Adding a like a legit challenge to it and playing as like a Sun Belt team or a MAC team, things like that is next level. And that's been a lot more rewarding for sure. So I'm enjoying that. If you haven't seen those things, I put some like clips out on like TikTok and put some shorts out or whatever on YouTube. But I'm putting out like a lot of like highlights and scoring plays and goofy moments or whatever in videos out on my YouTube channel. So if you're listening to this through Apple or Spotify or whatever, thank you so much. Jump over to my YouTube channel and you can watch those videos. It's entertaining. The Bowling Green ones are pretty funny. You can see the roller coaster of emotions quite a bit, on those videos. So like I said, I think I have up to like game 5 posted. I got game 6 coming out here in a couple days. Game 7 I just recorded the other day. I haven't edited that video yet or put that up, but each video is like 7 to 12 minutes, something like that. So not too big of an investment there. So they're pretty entertaining. But now I'm playing my friends, so I got my friends playing it now. I just posted a video yesterday of my first game with Matt, which is super entertaining. We've just been playing like random teams. That's been a lot of fun. Because we have, if you hit random, you're gonna get 90% of the time you're gonna get a pretty crappy team you're not excited about. But that's been super fun. And So I've got a couple games coming with Ben as well. We played a couple. Played some in the snow. Got some completely random teams. So it's great. So those videos will be coming out soon. I haven't edited those videos yet, but yeah, they'll be out in the next week or two. Let's see. My road to glory. I started. I was debating about kind of recording some of that. I don't know yet. I think I've played a game or two. I may start another like road to glory. Everything I know about it is like just avoid the underdog. It's going to be a nightmare playing as a 2 star, which I totally get. Especially if you are a 2 star and you're going to like a bigger school. I was like watching some of like the practices or whatever of people practicing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting," they're playing like a corner or something like that, or a linebacker, and they're like, "All right, I'm gonna lock this guy up." And everybody's just so much more faster and elusive if you're playing on a bigger school. So playing as like a 2 star or something like that would be kind of fun. I think right now the one I created is like a 4 star blue chipper. So I created a running back at Ohio State, so I can take over after uh, Judkins and Henderson leave is my goal. So that was something I did. I enjoy like I feel like playing like the quarterback, man, is like sometimes it's just so easy just to win Heisman's, things like that. Because you can, as a quarterback, you can kind of make those decisions on, on really how many yards and when you want to rush and things like that. As running back, man, like you're kind of just at the mercy of the play call, as well as your line. Sorry, I just needed to take a drink there. So I've always enjoyed running back. I did that quite a bit on like NCAA 14. So I want to do others. I do wish, and it's one of those things of like things that I wish they still had, or sorry, not wish they had, but other things that are missing. things that my wish list for this is more positions. I've heard somebody talking about like increased NIL deals, things like that, even in like Dynasty. Like like the transfers alone is a little scary and iffy. I hate relying on that or potentially losing somebody at the last minute. Like I don't necessarily like that. I do like that you can encourage transfers. It's like sometimes like man, I just signed like six running backs, but like I've got like a couple of these freshmen are like super close in the ratings of like a junior running back. So like I'll just tell my junior to hit the road and get my freshmen some backup time, things like that. So I like that aspect, but the NIL stuff, I kind of want to play the game and not necessarily like that was like some of the stuff I was hearing about like the road to glory. Like if you're picking the underdog two-star guy is like it's straight up school simulator, man. Like you're going to class and things like that. Like those are the big things that you got to deal with, and just like trying to keep up your GPA and going to practice and things like that. But you're not going to be playing. You're going to be setting the bench for a season or two. So that's something like I think I want to do. At some point I want to do a two-star, and but I'll probably go to like a smaller school, just so I have a chance of getting some playing time at some point. Um, but I want to play some other positions. I'll do a quarterback at some point, and I want to do a wide receiver. Those tend to be pretty fun, especially if you can get like a speedy guy. It's a heck of a lot of fun. Um, and then defense, like I'm a little nervous about the defensive aspect. I wouldn't mind necessarily being like a linebacker or something like that, but the defensive side is a little bit harder to play, but I kind of want to do that like middle linebacker type of situation. So I'll try that at some point, but I'll probably make it a 4 or 5 star guy. And then kind of be on a probably go on like some type of bigger school. Let's see, but yeah, otherwise like the play the friends stuff, like that's fun. The online dynasties and things like that, I haven't messed with any of that yet. I haven't really played online other than with friends. Um, that's not really something I ever really would bother with. I will at some point kind of jump into those things, but yeah, no, nah, I don't really care about it right now. Other things that I wish they had or updates, that need to come in. Again, the kicking, I think needs to be tweaked. Maybe defense just a little bit. Oh, the roughing the kicker, like even on like just normal punt returns, like randomly, like I'll have probably having five times, like in my Ohio State season, the PC will end up roughing the kicker. Like I'll go back as a returner or something, and like meanwhile, like I got him roughing the kicker on like a standard punt return, not even going for a block. As a matter of fact, like I don't even think like every time I've went for a block, I don't think I've ever roughed the kicker. It's only been on like normal punt returns where like I'm rushing four. So it's a little bizarre. Happens on punts and kicks, which is frustrating. There's something a little weird with that. Um, I know there was the issue about the 2 point conversions where you could get a flag on a 2 point conversion, and then it takes you back at where you can like score again and like another touchdown. Like it gives you like first down um from like the 3 yard line. It's like, oh, so I can get back to back touchdowns here. Nice. I think that was resolved. I think the kickoff was resolved as well. There was like that little thing. I think I tried it a couple times. I never got it, where you could kind of like kick it right over the back of the back players, and it bounces around. And you can pretty easily go get it. I think that was resolved. Um, I do wish there was some more uniforms. Some schools don't seem to have a ton. Probably a little bit more traditional schools, things like that. Like I just noticed, like in my Ohio State dynasty, like oh, it's a championship game. Let me go like all black or something like that. So then I was trying to make Oklahoma something different, and but they have like 3 uniforms. It's like, oh, that's kind of a bummer. So I know like Oregon has like a million different uniforms. I think like Army's got some pretty cool ones, or Air Force has got some pretty cool ones. So there's some ones that can definitely be added in there, that I'd like to see at some point, but yeah, that's like the least of my worries, I guess. Let's see. Anything else that I wish that was added in? Uh, yeah, maybe some other positions. Um, can you? I don't know if you can be like a tight end. I'd have to go back and look, like in Road to Glory. Like I want to try to do like a tight end, but I don't know if that's possible. I can't even think of like the players you can be: quarterback, wide receiver, running back, corner, tight end, probably safety, or not tight end, but linebacker. I don't know if you can be a tight end, but I wouldn't mind doing that. Um, I mean, it's really just the skill positions. Obviously, like I don't know if you can be like a left end or a right end or something like that. Can you be a defensive end? I don't know. It wouldn't be so fun being like a tackle or a guard. I don't think I would necessarily want to want to do that for the career, but um, yeah, maybe you're like a tight end. I feel like would kind of be pretty fun too. Blocking and receiving. Like, well, that doesn't seem too bad. So, but that's it. Again, just a little like mini brain dump. Okay, I can talk. Just about like some of the things I'm enjoying and having fun with. So again, very grateful, even with like the goofy bugs or little random things happening here and there. It's still an epic game. I've had some like a couple little crashes. I think the game froze on me like twice. Um, but it's a brand new game, millions and millions and millions of people playing it. I know like a couple days in, like the first week, I did have those issues with like the EA servers being down. I haven't had that problem since. I kind of took it. I think it was actually technically on the actual release date, so I was able to play for a few days before everybody else jumped in. And then when everybody else got in, I think that's when I had like an evening of server issues, just not able to like connect to like EA servers, or EA servers were down. Could very well just be the just so many more people jumping in that day. So I kind of took it with a grain of salt and just jumped in and played something else, played different games. So, but otherwise, I don't think I've seen that problem since. It was like that first Friday or whatever, whenever that technical release date was. So yeah, otherwise, it's amazing. I think EA did a great job. I'm not playing the Ultimate Team stuff. Like that stuff is just not for me. Yeah, like I did that a little bit with like the 2K games. But man, it's just such a money hungry thing, and EA's got billions and billions of dollars. They don't need to do those stuff. Hopefully, nobody's really playing it. I feel like most people are just doing like the Road to Glory stuff and the Dynasty modes anyway, and then just doing like normal online gameplay, which is great. I don't know anybody doing the Ultimate Team stuff, so stay away from it. That's my that's my 2 cents. The more people that play that, the more they're going to focus on it and keep those things updated, and that's going to be a problem for everybody else. So it's going to make them focus on those things because hey, we're getting tons of money because everybody's buying cards and all this other stuff, and trying to get better players. So avoid it, man. Don't do it. Don't play it. Don't spend money on it. Just play the game, man. You spent the money on the game. Just play the game. Don't invest more. So that's it for me. Let me know like what you're focused on, what you're enjoying, what position you're playing in Road to Glory, what teams you're playing with, how your dynasties are going, what game mode, or not what game mode, what difficulty are you playing on? Are you playing on Heisman? Are you playing on All American? Are you playing on Freshman? I don't care. I'm not here to judge. You spent the money on it, man. You play you you do you. Whatever you're having fun with, man. But yeah, tell me about what you got going on. All right, thanks everybody for watching and or listening. We'll talk to you later.